and welcome to Sundays in Song. This Sunday, November 11th, we'll be offering a special Evensong commemorating the 100th anniversary of the 1918 Armistice, which occurred on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month of that year, and ended the conflict which we now know as World War I. This service of Evensong includes the Maryland premiere of Andrew Maxfield's composition Peace, as well as the Maryland premiere of Jennifer Barker's organ work Effigies, filled with fanfare-like figures which alternate between misty and ambiguous harmonies. But the entire event begins with a pre-service recital beginning at 4:30 p.m., featuring the music of Michael Rickelton, who was previously composer in residence from 2016 to 2017. His new work, entitled I'm Sorry That It Has Come to This, will open the program, followed by his song cycle, Battle Songs. I had the opportunity to speak with Michael regarding his new work, which promises to be a powerful statement regarding the mental health of veterans. A trigger warning before we view this interview. This piece is specifically about the issue of veteran suicide. If this is a triggering topic for you, then you may wish to watch the bonus Sundays in Song episode, which will be posted tomorrow rather than this one. That episode will include an interview with composer Andrew Maxfield. Now, let's turn to Michael Rickelton and hear what he has to say about the compositions which will be heard this Sunday. Hey everyone, I'm here with Michael Rickelton. He's been composer in residence here at St. David's as well as a chorister here, and we're thrilled to have you back and presenting not only some songs that have been recorded here, battle songs, but also a world premiere of a new work that's particularly it's hefty and weighty, but I think it's important, particularly given that this is commemoration of Armistice Day and Veterans Day, and this is a piece that deals directly with veterans' mental health. And I was wondering, could you just talk about it a little bit?
So I generally avoid political music. But I think there's something, particularly about this topic of veterans healthcare, particularly veteran suicide, that is almost apolitical.
Yeah.
And it's more, I was talking with a friend, or got an email from a friend a few days ago who was describing the issue as just human concern, and not necessarily a partisan concern. So the piece is framed in a way that is somewhat apolitical. There is presidential commentary in the piece. That's actually the sounds that open the piece. But mostly it's about the individual and the psychological, the physical torment of service and the effects of service on veterans. So what we hear throughout the piece is text taken from a veteran suicide letter. And in the letter itself, the veteran actually specifies 22 veterans who take their lives each day. That is from, so at the time of the letter, this was 2013. Now that number, I think, is down to 20, but still.
Yeah, it's still
20 people a day. So what we'll hear in the piece is 22 people reading excerpts from the letter. The piece is put together so it's a continuous stream of thought, and one person's voice melds into the next, and we get the context of the piece, or of the letter. And the idea there is that any one of these 22 people could have written those words. So we have men, we have women, we have teenagers, we have people in their 50s. And I think this is an issue that isn't just about one generation. So it was important for me to have a spectrum of voices that are a part of this piece. Um, and I think for the most part, this is just a reflection on the issue, and allowing us to sort of personalize those numbers.
Yeah.
20, 22, 6,000. I think so. The latest figures we have are from 2016, and from I believe it's 2008 to 2016, at least 6,000 veterans kill themselves every year.
Oh my gosh.
And it's easy just to read numbers,
Right.
But hopefully the voices in the piece personalize it a bit.
And you had mentioned to me that the singer, this is for baritone and piano, and the singer is off stage.
Yes.
For this. And could you just talk a little bit about that compositional choice? I think it'll be very affecting, but I just thought we might like to hear that.
So for me, the main focus of the piece is the electronics and the words that are spoken. So the electronics is its soundscape, but everything is underneath the speaking voices. And I didn't want the live instruments to intrude on that. I want them to provide a part of the soundscape, but not intrude on allowing us to focus on the words that are being spoken. So the baritone will be off stage. The piano will be on stage for this performance, and the baritone is everything the baritone sings is chant, traditional Latin chant, mostly from the Requiem Mass, and the texts that are chosen from the Requiem Mass align with specific places in the spoken electronic part to, I don't know, offer commentary maybe, or perspective on those texts that are being spoken. But honestly, it's more of a reference than anything. I think if we understand a little bit of the source of the chant, even if we don't get the text, we can sort of conceptualize the relationship of the chant to the spoken word.
It becomes almost like just the setting. I'm thinking of in a theater, it's sort of like set pieces, and we have this, and the words become the primary actors,
right?
That we can experience this through. I think this will be incredibly powerful, especially as it will go directly into your set of battle songs, which are first of all beautiful pieces, but they're powerful ones that I think will give us a chance to ruminate on these modern day words paired with sort of poetry that's classic in the sense of poetry that's about war and battle and veterans' experience.
Right, and I think these pieces in particular, ending with, so the final piece in the set is a setting of In Flanders Fields by John McCrae, which was written during World War I, just a couple years before the Armistice, and we so closely associate that text with World War I, and certainly I think fitting for this concert this year. So the final words we hear are just about 100 years ago.
Yeah. I think it will be an excellent way to draw us back bit by bit in time, thinking about this past century and everything that's happened in it, from just before 1918 until today in 2018, when we're still battling literally and figuratively, but particularly focusing on the experiences of those who have gone to war and those who have had this continually affecting them even after battle.
Right, and there's one interesting. There's a monument in Norfolk that has bronze letters written from maybe the Civil War on till now. And what's interesting about these letters from soldiers who didn't return home, aside from the language, you would never know when it was written. And sort of the idea that the soldiers and the veterans' experience in 2018 could very well be similar to the experience of a soldier in 1860. and I think that's telling.
Yeah.
And I think we get that in the words in the Veteran Suicide Letter, and also the context of the battle songs.
Yeah. Well, I think this will be an incredibly powerful event, and made all the more so by your music and your artistic vision, and bringing this issue to musical life. So thank you so much for sharing this music with us, and for sharing your thoughts with us today.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Absolutely.
Thank you for watching Sundays in Song. I hope you will join us this Sunday as we commemorate the Armistice of 1918 and remember those who fought not only in World War I, but in all the conflicts since this supposed war to end all wars. I look forward to sharing this powerful music with you this Sunday, and I look forward to singing with you.